When a Lake Union SkyLaunch customer requests or schedules service with the Seattle, Maine service location, it's the Marina team's responsibility to safely transport that boat from Lake Union SkyLaunch to Seattle, Maine. We're just going to go over some brief details on how this is accomplished and to do so safely. First, the service consultant at the Seattle location will take the work order for that customer and bring it over to the Marina desk. The Marina operator at the Seattle location will then log into the Lake Union SkyLaunch Speedy Dock and create a launch for this customer. They'll do so by pressing the plus pink button in the bottom right-hand corner, then search for the customer's name, select the correct boat or customer. Once you've selected that, check and make sure the information on Speedy Dock matches what's on the work order. Make sure the correct boat is being requested. In the selection drop-down menu for launch location, go ahead and select service, and then go ahead and click create. Once the Seattle Service Department is ready for that boat to come over, they'll utilize the check-in feature. This alerts the team at Lake Union SkyLaunch that they are ready for the boat to come over. The operators at the Lake Union SkyLaunch location will then go ahead and retrieve the boat from the customer's slip and load it onto our medium-duty transport truck. The truck will be located between the B and C rack at Lake Union SkyLaunch, and this is where you'll always want to try and pull in to be loaded or unload. Once the boat's loaded on the back of the truck, go ahead and strap the boat down. 2 straps are sufficient for when transporting the boat between Lake Union SkyLaunch and Seattle, Maine. The rear strap should be attached correctly to either the D-rings or a good tie-down point. And make sure if the rings are close to the boat, you are utilizing some sort of protection to make sure they don't scratch the customer's boat. Go ahead and tighten down the rear strap and then move on to the front. Depending upon the length of the boat, you may need to have the strap be in a different location further back on the truck or further forward. Just depends on the size of the boat. Once everything's securely strapped down, you're going to go ahead and back out of between the B and C rack. Make sure you're backing up slowly, checking your mirrors, watching for pedestrians, customers, employees, or other vehicles. As you're pulling out of the yard, it is a tight space. Just make sure you're watching out for your tail swing. This is the back of the truck. That does swing out further than you would expect, so just make sure you're going nice and slow. As we're exiting the facility and pulling onto Northeast North Lake Way, make sure you are checking both directions. You do need to pull into the opposite lane of traffic in order to make sure you pull onto the road safely and clearly because the truck is so long. Travel down North Lake Way towards the Seattle, Maine location. Pull into the yard by just turning into the driveway and make sure you're going in nice and slow. You can't see all the way into the yard when you're pulling in, so you make sure you're going nice and slow. As you enter into the yard, you're generally going to be pulling off to the left side of the haul out. This is the great spot that's easy and convenient for the operators as well as for you to pull in. If the operator needs you to pull into a different spot, they'll direct you to do so. After you've exited the vehicle, go ahead and unstrap the boat, and this will allow the operator to offload it for you. Once the operator is done offloading the boat, they may send you back to SkyLaunch unloaded, or if there's a boat that's ready to go, they'll load that on there for you to return to SkyLaunch. To leave the Seattle, Maine location, go ahead and back the truck up towards the service racks, which is located on the north side of the yard. Turn all the way to the right and pull in towards the customer A rack location. You won't be able to make this full turn in one swoop, so go ahead and back up a little bit, turn all the way to the right again, and then go ahead and exit the yard. As you pull up the driveway towards the intersection of North Lake Way, just pay attention that immediately left there's a yield sign for that oncoming traffic, but they typically do not yield, so it's very important to go slow and check that direction. Also pay attention to the 3-way stop also at that intersection to make sure that nobody's immediately turning and it's clear for you to go ahead and exit the facility. There's also traffic approaching from the right in 2 lanes of traffic. So again, just a tricky intersection. You need to take your time and may take a minute for you to pull out. As you arrive back at Lake Union SkyLaunch, pull into the yard nice and slowly, all the way down between B and C rack for the boat to get unloaded. The final step is to retrieve the boat for the Lake Union SkyLaunch operators. They do so by going onto the Speedy Dock, locating the customer's name, and completing the retrieval, signaling that boat is back in that customer's slip. In this video, we just wanted to make sure you're familiar with how to accomplish moving to and from Lake Union SkyLaunch when a boat has been requested by the service department. It's always very important to travel safely and slowly. Thanks for taking your time to view this video. We'll see you on the water.